Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a crazy summer up here in the north. I haven't been finding a lot of opportunities to cook very elaborate meals at home. So I actually thought this would be a really great time for me to show you some good old faithful recipes that have been saving my butt. They're super quick, they're easy, and the best part, they're all cooked in the rice cooker. So first up is actually one of my personal favorites, Hainanese chicken rice, or Cơm gà Hải Nam. So for my version, I actually decided to use chicken thighs instead of whole chicken legs. I find that they fit much better in the rice cooker, and once they're cooked, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to slice them up and serve them, especially to kids. So guys, whenever you're deboning something, instead of throwing the bones away, you can throw it into a quick pot with some ginger, a little bit of scallion, some salt, and you've got yourself a really good quick broth. Or honestly, just throw them into a Ziploc bag and freeze them, and you can use them later on. So I marinated my chicken thighs with some chicken bouillon, some black pepper, and be sure to rub it in really nicely on both sides. Then let's give this chicken skin a little bit of a nice golden tan with a turmeric and sesame oil treatment, okay? This is optional, you don't have to do this, but it's gonna give the chicken skin a really nice, vibrant color that Hainanese chicken rice is known for. So give the chicken about like 10 to 15 minutes to marinate, and during that time, let's go make the broth that the rice is gonna be cooking in. I'm using homemade chicken broth here, and I'm gonna season it with a little bit of chicken bouillon and turmeric powder. If you're in a hurry, store-bought broth works perfectly fine too if you're looking for a shortcut. Next, I added about 2 cups of well-rinsed rice to the rice cooker. Then in went the prepared broth, followed by some chopped garlic, shallots, the white parts of the green onions, and a few slices of ginger. And finally, I laid the chicken thighs right on top. And that's pretty much it, guys. All we have to do now is put this into the rice cooker and let it do its thing. I mean, this is way simpler than the traditional method of poaching a chicken and then using that broth to cook the rice. I'm gonna cook this on quick mode for about 40 minutes. And while everything cooks, I like to make the scallion ginger oil that's gonna go with this dish. All you need is some grated ginger, chopped green onions, a pinch of salt, and sizzling hot oil. Just listen to this. And 40 minutes later, look what we have. So even though this is a Chinese recipe, it's actually really popular when you go to Ho Chi Minh City, and it's one of my favorite things to eat when I'm there. They cook the rice with pandan leaves as well, which I didn't have today, but I should do that next time. And all the flavors are so lightly seasoned, but packs like such a punch that I think it's like a really easy go-to dish for anybody. And we just pretty much recreated it in a rice cooker, guys. It's crazy. What a time to be alive. The rice is so fluffy. I was really worried that it might not cook through because we laid all these chicken pieces on top, but it's perfect. You can really taste all the chicken aroma in there. This is such a good hack, guys. I can't believe I made this in 30 minutes and I barely did a thing. So next is Yaki Udon, or stir-fried udon. The kids are always ordering this whenever we go to a Japanese restaurant. So one day, I thought I'd try to recreate it at home. So it was like a little bit of an experiment, so I wasn't expecting much, but it actually turned out really good. So this is now on regular rotation in our house. So let's start by making the sauce, which is pretty much all pantry staples that you should have. A little bit of oyster sauce, some light soy sauce, dark soy sauce, chicken bouillon, sugar, Shaoxing wine, or use mirin if you have that, sesame oil, and just a splash of water. Now onto the veggies. I'm chopping up some carrots into small matchsticks here, but you can add whatever veggies you like. I'm trying to clean up the fridge, so I have some red onions, a little bit of red peppers. I have shiitake mushrooms, which I'm gonna slice up. They add so much umami and fragrance to this dish that I really love them. And actually, I think cabbage is a must-have for this, so I'm gonna use half a head of Nabe here. But if you have regular green cabbage, that's gonna work really well too because it's gonna add a little bit more crunch. So just line the bottom of the rice cooker with that cabbage because they'll release a lot of water and it's gonna keep the bottom from burning, okay? Then add your frozen udon. Now, don't thaw these, guys, just throw them straight in. That way, they'll keep their texture as they cook. Then layer in all of the veggies that we just prepped. This looks overly stuffed right now, but don't worry, the cabbage will cook down, and as the noodles thaw, there will be more room, I promise. For protein, I'm adding in some sliced beef. Then you're gonna drizzle that sauce right on top, put it into the rice cooker, and cook it on quick mode again for 40 minutes. And let's see. Okay guys, just look at this. How perfect is this? Noodles have kept their shape, veggies and meat cooked perfectly in that sweet and savory sauce. I'm obsessed. Because we use the frozen udon, the noodle still has a lot of bite, and I think that's key. Do not use those shelf-stable udon that's like in the vacuum sealed bag, because I don't think that's gonna taste good. I think the frozen udon is definitely the way to go. Whenever I get this outside, it's always like glistening in oil, which makes it really tasty. But at home, we put like no amount of oil at all. It was mostly that sauce that gave it a lot of the sheen. And I think that's coming from a little bit of sesame oil, which is giving it a really nice nutty taste as well, but so much healthier, and it came together so quickly. You're gonna love it. And the next recipe is even easier because we're gonna use all the exact same ingredients that we just prepared. We're gonna make some Korean japchae, or glass noodles. And the first thing that we have to do is soak the sweet potato noodles in some warm water for about 20 minutes. Then just repeat what we just did for the Yaki udon. Line the bottom of the pot with the chopped cabbage, then noodles, veggies, meat, and of course, the sauce. Again, set it on quick mode cooking for about 40 minutes and just let her go. But halfway through, I actually like to add spinach. This is signature in japchae, and we all need more fiber, don't we? Adding it halfway through keeps it from wilting too much and just helps it keep its shape a little bit more. And once it's all cooked through, this is what we have. Oh my God, it looks so good. And the noodles didn't overcook, which honestly was my worst fear. Sweet potato noodles are so good because they really soak in all of that sauce. I know this is gonna have so much flavor by just looking at it. There's so much veggies in here, and it's just like a perfectly balanced meal. What a great dish. The noodles, perfect. It's soft, but it still has a little bit of chew. And to be honest, I was scared that I was gonna get overly mushy because glass noodles in the rice cooker, right? But it still has a little bit of al dente, and it's just perfect. And look at the rainbow of colors in here. There's so much vegetables in here that I don't feel guilty eating it, and I don't feel guilty feeding this to the kids either. So the next recipe is a classic Vietnamese breakfast. It's called xôi man, which translates to savory sticky rice. So to make xôi man, I'm gonna start off by preparing our toppings. And the first thing I'm gonna do is cut up our Vietnamese sausages into browns and then into matchsticks. Next, grab yourself some Chinese sausages, or lap suong. And I'm not sure if everyone does this, but I actually like to peel the skin off of my Chinese sausages because I find that it's just much easier for my kids to eat them. Then I'm going to slice them into thin slices just like this. So put these guys aside, and we're gonna marinate with a little bit of soy sauce, some dark soy, black pepper, and a little bit of sugar. So mix it really, really well just to make sure that all the flavors absorb into our toppings. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna be moving this over to a stainless steel plate. I'm gonna be putting this plate into the rice cooker. So you can use either stainless steel or maybe something ceramic if you have that. Then add some soaked and washed glutinous rice to your rice cooker, along with some water and a splash of oil. The oil is gonna help the grains cook up nice and separate and just helps it stay fluffy. Then let's put this guy into the rice cooker, and we're gonna be putting that plate of toppings right on top. I'm gonna cook this under the sweet rice function, which should take around 50 minutes. And during that time, we're gonna be making our egg ribbons, which is another beautiful topping. So let's crack 4 eggs, and let's mix in a little bit of fish sauce and just mix it really, really well. Use a non-stick pan, oil it just lightly, and we're gonna be making kind of like an egg crepe. So just put in a little bit of that egg mixture, swirl it around to make sure that you get a nice and thin layer. Let it cook for a little bit and just transfer it aside just like this. And once you've made around 3 or 4, you're gonna be rolling these up really tightly, and using a sharp knife, just cut it very gently into fine ribbons. Look how gorgeous these are. This is actually a really cool topping, guys, that you can also put on vermicelli bowls. You can eat this with rice, and you can put it in fresh rolls as well. It's a really good source of protein. Now, after 50 minutes, let's take a look at our sticky rice. Let's move this guy out. Give this a stir. The rice is cooked very well, guys. Like, all the grains are cooked through. I'm just gonna add this plate of toppings back, and I'm gonna stir it together with the sticky rice just to make sure that it's all mixed in. I'm adding some quail eggs, our beautiful egg ribbons, a dollop of scallion oil, of course, and some fried shallots. And oh my goodness, what a perfect breakfast. I feel like I'm in the streets of Ho Chi Minh City. This looks amazing. Take a look at this. Like, the grains are nice and cooked through. The egg ribbons are just perfect and add so much protein. And all these other savory toppings are just so necessary. And of course, wait, I'm missing something. Of course, our Maggi sauce. And now it's perfect. Sticky rice is cooked through. Took on a lot of flavor from the Chinese sausage and also the Vietnamese sausage with that sauce that we made. Really good. This is like the perfect Vietnamese breakfast, guys. It's so comforting. There's so much flavor. There's so much protein in here as well. So overall, it's a pretty good hack. So this next recipe is actually completely new to me. I've never made this, but I've been seeing it all over social media that I really wanted to give it a try. So I thought this is a good time to do it with you guys. It's called Mille Nabe, or Nabe Mille Feuille. Mille Feuille is French for 1,000 layers, and it's actually the name of a really popular pastry, but in this case, it's referring to the beautiful layers of cabbage and beef that's put together in this like hot pot soup kind of assortment. And it looks so beautiful. It looks so good. It has all the makings of the things that I love, which is vegetables and soup. So can't wait. So the first thing we have to do is get ourselves some Napa cabbage, separate the leaves just like this, give them a really good wash, and then we're gonna be making these alternating layers of Napa, then beef, then Napa and beef, and so on and so on. And once you've made a stack of maybe 5 or 6 layers, cut it into thirds. And then we're gonna be arranging them into the inner pot of our rice cooker. So just slowly put them in like this. Look how nice they look together. And I'm just gonna add some mushrooms just to add a little bit of flavor, but go ahead and put any other toppings you want. You can put some tofu as well. And here I'm using the magic sauce, okay guys? This is called Japanese suyu, and it's like the best invention ever. Add a little bit of water, enough to submerge all of your meat and cabbage. So suyu is actually one of my favorite things that I've discovered in the last couple of years. So it's actually a kombu soup concentrate, and it adds so much flavor when you're trying to cook some kind of soup, but you're not simmering any bones. It's so flavorful, and it's something I always make sure to have in my pantry. I'm gonna cook this for 40 minutes, and after 40 minutes, look what we have here. Look at this broth, guys. Look how beautiful this is. It's golden. There's all the fat that's like floating at the top. It looks like something that I've been simmering for like 3 hours. It looks like magic. I'm so excited to eat this. This smells amazing too. Of all the recipes that we made today, I think this one is my favorite. You guys know I'm a soup girl, so soup always gets my heart. And this one, it tastes like something that's been simmering for hours. I think it's the magic of that suyu concentrate, I swear. Do you see how golden and clear this broth is? Honestly, if you're ever in the mood to eat hot pot, but it's too much of a hassle to like buy all those things and set it all up, this is an amazing hack. I think next time I'm gonna go buy those Haidi Lao flavor packs and put it in, and I swear I got myself my own personal hot pot. As much as I love cooking my elaborate, legit meals, sometimes you just don't want to do any work. So guys, there you have it. 5 trusty meals that have saved my butt numerous times, and hopefully they'll save yours too. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.